because that's a specific niche type thing.
Yeah.
So I just think keep your boards full, loads of them, and keep pinning every day. I just pop on for 5 minutes at a time, don't spend much time on there at all, and then it seems to have grown. And I've got a friend who's been, we help each other on that. We have little Skype messages every month, and she started me off on it, so we've been motivating each other. So and she's had really good success. She's up to like 34,000 now from where I started on 1,000. So it does work. She's done nothing special on it. She's not even pinned particularly her own stuff on it yet. So it's just consistency, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to see, look at like website statistics to see how much traffic's coming from Pinterest.
Definitely.
I think it does take a few weeks to kick in, but but it's quite fun to do though as well. I think it's nice, isn't it? Because you kind of like you know, you're looking at gorgeous stuff and going, I like that, save that to that board, save that to that board. So it's you know, it's not like you're not sat there thinking, oh my god, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to say on video or whatever. You're just finding stuff. So yeah, I do quite like it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nicer than Instagram. I need to get back into my Instagram, but it just seems like such a lot of work. So I will do, but I'm just not quite ready.
There's so much to think about, isn't there? Like with you know, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Google, SEO, analytics. And you're just like, oh, I think, and that can kind of get you to the point where you're just overwhelmed and you don't do anything. So
I know, yeah, definitely.
Just kind of go, I can't do all this, you know, it's impossible. And then when you start feeling a bit like that, you seem to see loads of stuff on social media about how such body has gained 1 million followers, and you know, in 5 easy steps, and you're like, really?
I know, yeah. Then you just feel really useless, don't you? But I said to my friend yesterday, she had exactly the same problem. I said, whatever it is, that however overwhelmed you feel, you've got to do something, because doing nothing is terrible. So at least do something today that makes you get to tea time and think, well, at least I've done that. Anyway, she said, right, I've done it, I've made a list and I've done this, so I'll see tomorrow if she's done it. But it is hard to pick yourself up when you feel, you know, useless. But little by little, it does work, but you've got to keep at it, definitely.
And I think as well in retail, particularly with most of the stuff that we're selling, which isn't, you know, I don't think any of us really are selling anything essential. You know, it's not like we're not selling bread or milk or anything. And so like one day, you know, your sales could be absolutely on the floor and you think, oh god, that's the end of the world. And the next day you might get 2 or 3 orders and you think, I didn't do anything different, but for some reason I've got customers today, but I didn't have them yesterday. And you know, there's just there's no sort of rhyme or reason to it. It is just like that in any retail business. You know, you have good days and you have really good days, and it's just remembering that those good days are, you know, do come. And not getting overwhelmed. And
they feel great when they come.
Oh dear, who else have we got? We've got Jean's messing about. There she is. She messed about with her earphones or something. She's untangling her earphones, I think.
Oh no.
We've got Jane. Hiya, Jane. Maybe she can't hear us. Can she hear us? Oh, now we've got, Jane's gone. Now we've got Sarah. I think everybody just logs on and then goes, I don't know what I'm doing. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Vicky.
You all right?
Oh, I can see you all now.
My car's gone in for a service. And MOT, so I had to get the bus today to get home. And then and I've got no broadband, so I'm kind of feeling a bit like, oh my god, now what do I do? So I've had to install Zoom on my phone. Well, that will stop me procrastinating today. I'm seeing there's some work to do, so I need to step away from the laptop and just get on with it.
Oh, ding dong.
Oh. Hi, Ali.
Hi.
You just bing bonged in.
Those chimes always make the dogs jump when I'm on my laptop and the chimes go. They're sort of like, what was that?
Hi everyone.
Hiya.
Hi.
Hi Jane, you all right?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, fine, thank you. Oh, we've got loads of people joining now. We've got a few people I think who are not managing to appear. They've not appeared just yet, but hopefully we'll get to see everybody's faces. So, so this is the second one I think we've done, and I think Helen and Ali, I think you were on the last one, weren't you? So it's good to see you. But how about Sarah? You want to say a quick hello and tell us about yourself? I know you love going on camera and stuff.
Hi, I'm Helen, everyone. I make bags. I'm in my workshop. So yeah, I make bags and glasses cases and other textile items. Good morning.
Morning.
Who's next?
Who's next? Ali, go on. Do you want to do it?
I sell bookmarks and gifts that readers and bookworms love. I've just started making some of my own to sell off in the handmade markets. Yeah, things are going slowly but surely.
Good stuff. And you're quite new in business, aren't you?
Yeah, I started in May, so a lot of I think what I've learnt recently is I probably jumped in with 2 feet before I had all the basics covered. So I'm kind of going backwards and looking at the basics and starting again from this year, really.
Fabulous. Who else have we got? Jane, window kit.
Oh yeah, hi. I do the window stickers, so that's why I legged it off just then, because I thought, show you. So I've been at the moment I've been trying to promote people coming to our newsletter, like our mailing list. So I'm giving them a free sticker to try out, and a sort of like a first buy discount thing, and that's been working quite well. So I've noticed I've got a few more actually on email that I hadn't spotted, so I need to get in touch with them. So yes, I'm quite behind on my accountability stuff, but we can talk about that later.
Fab, thank you. Clodagh, we saw you on the lives last week.
Hey there, hi. Yeah, what do you want me to say? Yeah, no, I have my show the weekend at the NEC. So I had a complete rest day yesterday. I was shattered. I think I watched the Madeline McCann series on Netflix yesterday. But I had a good show. It was really good for a few reasons. So we sold lots of product, good for that, but made lots of new contacts. So lots of networking with them. And when we're trying to get a new product out there into the UK, that's all very important because we've got very little marketing budget to do it. So yeah, no, it was good. It was a good show.
Just unmuted myself then because the dog is barking. Sarah, do you want to say hello?
You mean me? Because there's a few Sarahs. It seems whichever group I'm in, there's loads of Sarahs. Just like me, I have a skincare product brand. So I make natural skincare products, specialise in chocolate skincare products, which I supply salons, and they do chocolate facials, massage on their clients. And I also specialise in promotional lip balms. So I make the lip balms, and then on the stickers, you can have your own logo and business details, and then hand out to your best clients or use them as incentive for your customers to spend a little bit more money with you. So it's just elevating your customer service, because we all like gifts and freebies, and then also because they've got the details on there, as your customers are using them, they're constantly being reminded of your business, so they're less likely to go anywhere else. And they can be used as a cuticle balm as well. So I supply a lot of nail techs, so they use them as nail balms, cuticle balms.
Fab. Jane Aldridge.
Hiya. Can you? Sorry, I'm new to Zoom. I'm hoping you can all hear me.
Yep.
Right. Well, I run a craft shop. So my task for today is I've got one of my TV slots coming up. So I've got to get all my samples sent off for photography, and I've got to get all my samples made up of what to actually do with the kits. So and a little bit of computer work, sort of doing all the background info that they'll need for their website and stuff. So that's my must-do task for today.
I think it's amazing that you do these TV slots. Is it on like the Craft Channel or something?
Yeah, it's Hochanda, which is stands for Hobbies and Craft. Oh, I can't remember now. Hobbies and Crafts or something. But yeah, I've been doing it a couple of years. I sort of have an odd hour once every sort of 2 to 3 months, but they had a cancellation slot to be filled. So this one's all been done a bit on the rush. So I'm doing something slightly different. I've had to sort of order in just almost like component kits, you know, sets of beads and things, rather than actually designing a kit this time because I didn't have enough lead-in time.
Right.
So it'll be quite interesting. But yeah, I only go on, I do an hour of live telly, and you get what sales you get. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's enough to sort of cover a couple of months worth of rent in the shop. That's the way I sort of work out how worth it is doing. Other times I might only, you know, just do a few small sales, but they seem quite happy to keep having me back. So while they'll have me, I'll keep going.
And do you struggle to fill the hour, or is it?
Oh no, there's always plenty that I can sort of do, because you can take old kits back as well. So as long as you've got something, they're quite happy for you to sort of bring back old kits. So you can sort of give a bit of a refresh to sort of older stuff and shift some old stock. But the good thing about it is that all the stock is yours, so there's no risk really. Although you have to outlay perhaps in bigger quantities than I would ordinarily for the shop, ultimately I could break all the components down and sell them as raw components, you know, the beads and finding everything else. So it's you know, apart from your own time invested in it, it's very low risk. So yeah, and obviously publicity wise, you can't put a price on it really. So I just keep on going as long as I can, as long as they'll have me.
Brilliant. Fab. Louise? Can you hear us, Louise? That's it, you need to unmute, that's it.
Hear me? Hello, everybody. I don't normally speak a lot on these forums. I tend to do quite a lot in the background. So I run a kawaii stationery store online. So that's been quite interesting because quite a lot of my lines aren't in the high streets as such. So I've had quite some interesting conversations with my SEO guys to try and build some profile behind the scenes, and I've had some quite good results from that now. So that was quite a big mind shift for me to invest in that and to sort of take on a proper organisation to do it for me. So today I've just got some Mother's Day stock back out. I wasn't going to do much of Mother's Day because I've only got like some passport holders and things, some sort of Pusheen passport holders, and I was really going to put my energy into Easter, but I've just thought, you know what, let's just do it. So and then I've really got to concentrate on my digital strategy going forward because I'm just posting ad hoc, and I know that's not the thing to do. I've had an interesting conversation with I don't know if you've seen my threads about the Instagram, what do you call it?
The influencer, yeah.
So that sparked some quite good stuff on the threads, but the lady involved, she got like 18,000 followers. And she actually bought some of my products as well. She didn't want lots of freebies. So she sent me a message yesterday saying they'd all arrived and she's going to do an unboxing for me over the weekend, lots of videos. I've said she's got to give me a Google review, and I think she's quite genuine. So this is the first time I've tried this, so we'll see how we go.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Lost, yeah.
I know. And sorry for the hair as well. My hairdresser's coming at 11.
Badly timed.
Well, who knows who's wearing pajamas underneath, you know. You never know. And last but not least, Jean, are you okay? Oh,
there we go. I had to mute you. Yes. Hi. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I am listening. I'm just multitasking at the moment.
I've got a jewellery event on, fundraiser, so I'm trying to organise. This is what I'm doing. I'll keep disappearing because I'm in the shop, obviously. Bits and pieces here, and if somebody comes in I might disappear, but I wasn't in the shop yesterday because I was away at Emma Holmes' event in Edinburgh for Rebels and Rockstars, so hence why I'm trying to catch up today. So I am listening, I am here.
Someone's got the police going past the door.
Where are we? Downtown LA.
And how's it going with you've had a lot of work done on your shop, haven't you, with the sign and everything? Oh, she's serving a customer. Right, okay, well, we'll go to any questions. Has anyone got any questions?
Yes, can I ask something?
Of course you can, yeah.
Well, I would say I'm trying to do more of the social media stuff, and I've been sort of, following that in quite a lot of detail, all the stuff you've been putting on about it. But I would say what are the key metrics I should be measuring? Because I feel like I'm not really getting a grasp to see whether I'm making improvements and which.
Just ignore it then. Sorry, I've tried to click on mute there. Sorry, apologies, lady.
So I was just thinking, should I be looking at each post individually and how many interactions to try and work out which posts are more successful? Basically, how do you go about sort of monitoring it?
Okay, well, have you used the insights on your social media page, on your Facebook page?
Yeah, a little bit, but not much.
Okay, so first of all, you're looking to check that you're attracting more likers to your page, but it isn't all about numbers. It's nice to see that number going up from 300 fans up to 500 and whatever milestone you want to set. But it's more important to get people quality likers. On my page I've got family and friends, and I've chucked them off, and I know Sarah has done a cleanse on her page as well, because every time I did a live my mum joined and things, and you were like, no, get off. So it is you want you want quality followers on your page. So be mindful that you want that number to grow, but you don't want to just randomly get a load of followers that aren't really going to ever buy from you or not going to be interested in what you say, because once you've got them liking your page, you then want them to engage with you and to interact, and that is the thing that we're really looking at, is the engagement on a post. So, and you can see that when you go into your insights, it will show you, let me just try and get mine up, it will show you per post, or sometimes it does a summary. Let me find it. So you've got, can you see on the insights there?
Yeah.
That's on the phone. So we've got post reach, and then it says whether it's up or down, post engagements and new page likes, and then underneath each post it tells you what the reach was and what the engagement was. So obviously the higher the engagement means that somebody has clicked. So if it's a video, they've had a look. If it's something where you have, they've pressed like, but the best engagement is when they've commented, and then they've actually gone to the trouble of doing a comment or saying love this. That's what we want really, is people to comment on our page, and then you should always reply to them. The sooner the better, but sometimes it's not easy to do. So if somebody puts, oh, really great, Easter stickers, you should really reply to them going, oh, thank you, here's the link to my website, or they're still available, we can post them out, or it doesn't have to be that. You can just reply, thanks very much, they're a really good seller, depending on judging what you've posted. But it's the reach. So the reach is how many people on your page, how many followers have actually seen that. It's popped up onto their news feed. And then the engagement is, of those people that have seen it, how many have done something, how many have responded to your post, how many have liked it, clicked on it, commented, even just put, you know, a heart on the comments page, on the comments section, and then you can look on the app or on your laptop, and where it says posts, it says see more, so you can click on that and it will give you all the posts in the last 28 days. So the ones that have got the highest engagement and the highest reach, they're the types of posts that are working for you. So do more of those. You know, it you know, it's strange because I'll put a post on that's like, you know, tips about Mother's Day tips, and it's really useful stuff, and it gets really rubbish reach and engagement. But then I'll put one on last night saying it's 9 months today to Christmas Day, and that got loads of reach. It really depends. It's dependent on who it's appeared or whose timeline it's appeared on. It can depend on the time of day that you are posting. It depends on your audience. You know, you can look at that in the insights as well. You can see who your audience are and when they're online. It's easier to do that on a laptop rather than on the app, because you get more information, but you can see what your audience looks like, what their male, female, age brackets, location, and that will sort of help you build up a picture of who it is that is following you, and make sure that you know, if you've got a very high percentage of female followers, you know, you don't want to be sharing stuff. It sound really sexist, but you don't want to be sharing stuff that is very female orientated, or funny memes that are about busy mums or something, because men aren't going to look at those at all. So you kind of look at your insights on a regular basis to see what kind of results, you know, what the facts are really, what kind of people are on your page, and make sure that your content is tailored to that audience, and you're posting at the times of day or days of the week that they are more likely to be online. Because you're B2B as well, yours might churn out that the best time is when it could be a weekend. Maybe it's not a weekend because they're working. It might be in an evening because, you know, they're generally working. It might not, but if you spend a bit of time looking at your insights, the probably the most useful one at the moment, if you've been doing a lot of posting on Facebook, is to see which posts are working, and do more of that for now. And occasionally, you know, if you're wanting a bit more interaction, occasionally a post like, you know, a funny meme, or you know, daft ones like comment, what's your Irish leprechaun name when it was St. Patrick's Day, what's your elf name, you know, those kind of ones are quite good. Or, you know, tell me what you're doing at the weekend with a GIF. And those ones people do tend to interact with. It's absolutely nothing to do with your business, but what happens is they comment and they engage with you, and then the next time you post, you're further up their radar, so you're more likely to see a wider audience because they've just recently engaged with you. So if you're about to post like a promotion or launch something new, it's always good to put in a really good interactive post a day or so beforehand to just get your visibility up.
Out of interest, when we were doing the practice lives last week, I did 2 of the live sessions. I've been a bit distracted with some server work I've had to do, but I did a couple of the lives, and then I did post something, and that seemed to get much higher reach. Was that to do with having done a live, do you think, even though it was in a closed group?
I wouldn't have thought so, because you did the live as you and not your page.
That's true. That's very true. But I had just massive reach on one of my. I almost worried that I'd advertised without realising, you know, clicked it by accident, but I hadn't. On a sort of continuing on from your previous stuff you were saying, do you jot it down and log the insight information over the year, or do you just look at the insights and sort of just do it on a rolling basis, just looking at it, or are you doing something more formal in terms of your monitoring?
I used to. I don't anymore, because I kind of have kind of gauged what works and what doesn't work, and occasionally something else really surprised me by being really, you know, rubbish or really brilliant. I did used to keep track of all my social media posts on Trello board, but that was really time consuming. I used to save all my memes, you know, write down what I'd posted every day, and that was a job in itself, and be quite useless because I never really went back and reviewed it. But I mean, I would say around specific events. So I would look at like the insights sort of this week, next week, based on the last 28 days, because they will have covered, you know, St. Patrick's Day, Mother's Day, and you can and make a note of any posts that were particularly brilliant. You know, you could just screenshot it from your app. Which worked really well, and that will, you know, might act as a reminder next year. Oh, don't forget to do that post about you know, asking them whether they prefer bunnies or chicks, or, you know, whatever it might be, and then you can repeat that next year. So I would look at it kind of on a monthly basis, and particularly around any events or any new products that you're launching, and then see, you know, what the reaction was, you know, a few days or weeks after the event. And don't if you post something today and then look at the insights tomorrow, it can give you a little bit of a false reading, because, you know, you're still getting engagement on a post, you know, a couple of days later. Some people, you know, don't come onto Facebook, and so they've got like a historical feed on their timeline. So you know, when you've posted something, really only look at the results, you know, 4 or 5 days later, a week or so later. But yeah, that insights thing is quite useful in terms of looking at your audience, and seeing, you know, what their age is, and whether it's, you know, predominantly female, or you can also see the time when they spend more time online. So that should be telling you, right, I really need to focus on posting after 6 o'clock at night. And you know, you can schedule posts, so, you know, you can get your post ready and time it for the best time, really.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much.
No problem. Any other questions? Anyone else?
I've got a question for you. So I've booked lots of Christmas gigs to do, sort of from November onwards. How in advance do you advertise that you're doing those?
What are they like Christmas fairs and craft events and things? Yeah.
Other than the charity fairs, because I've realised that they get quite a lot of footfall, rather than the hundreds. They tend to get a few thousand coming through the door. And they're from like the November the 18th onwards, I would say. I'm going to try and get some for a bit earlier and really give it a big push this year. But what I've noticed is that if you tag them correctly, you can come every time somebody searches on that venue, then you will come up in a post. You will come up sort of, you know, as a pop-up sort of thing. So how early doors do you advertise that you would be there, say in December or whenever? What sort of lead time would you give yourself?
I would start to really sort of talk about it and push it from mid-September, from when the kids have gone back to school. Prior to that, not that many people start to think about Christmas shopping and Christmas events, and sometimes you do get, you know, it does put people off if you kind of talk about it too early. You could set up, you could do a post in the, well, anytime really, with events that have, or say some, I'm really excited, and put a picture of the venue on, and I'm going to be here in the autumn, and just give them a little bit of a teaser to say that you're going to be out and about. They won't do anything about it, but you've got, you know, you've started to get the word out there. And then nearer the time when you've got your calendar booked and all the events, I'd put together a post that's got everything on, so it's kind of like a, you know, find me here.
I was thinking more, Vicky, you can set up an event and a time without doing a post. If you set up an event,
yes, yeah,
and then you can put tags in, so you can put the tag of the venue in, and you can almost you tell people what it's about, but you don't openly promote it.
Yeah.
So would you say don't bother doing that till September, or would you say just set it up and let it sit in the background?
I think I would set that up now, and a nice photo, and the date and time, like you say, tag the event in. And it's not like you're doing a big hard sell and saying to people, I need you to buy tickets, or I need you to tell me you're going to be there. But it's just sat there, like you say, and it does come up in, especially if it's on your page, it will come up to anybody who's on your page. But they might click and go in or interested or whatever, and you've got them that way. But I would, because if you start to set all those things up in September, there's probably you and a million other people setting up similar things. So, and you might have loads of things to do, so you might not get round to it. But if you do it now and you've got a bit of time, then I would set those actually up as events while you've got the time, and then start to push it from sort of 10th, 12th of September.
Yeah.
Fab. Okay. Anyone else? Any other questions? Oh, Jean's gone.
Helen, I just wanted to say, I really liked your photo post yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before?
Oh, the photography.
Yeah, because I've got a light box that sits on our snooker table, but the light in our house isn't as great as it looks, and I can never get the lamps or the lights right. But I haven't seen an after shot. I don't know if you posted an after shot of what you were doing, but it'd be really good to see how those shots came out.
Oh, I'm just editing them now at the moment, actually, and I'm really surprised by how good the light is, and they've really not required much editing at all. I'm really, really impressed. I think after doing it for so long, I've just got to the place where I just know what I'm doing. But did you see I was working on my camera with the function on it? It's not even an expensive camera at all, but it's just got that little thing on, and it just seems to work. I mean, that's as technical as it is, really.
No, I used to do it on my phone, or we've got an SLR camera, but it's too complicated for me, and it doesn't work for me, and it just puts me off. So I might invest in a cheaper version, or just stick with the phone, I think. But it'd be good to see what your shots are like. It was good to see, because my light box has sat there for a few days empty. So it kind of inspired me a bit to think, right, the sun's out, I've got a different light in the house, let's just do it. So I just want to say thank you, really.
Oh, no problem. Well, I might do another thing on it, because I've got loads of things to say now. But like throughout the day, I was moving it around the floor as the light was changing outside. And then I was using mirrors to like bounce the light back, and whiteboards. So there is a few things you can do to really affect the light with not very much, with no cost, really. You just need to know what you're doing. So I might follow that up. Thank you, Louise.
All right.
Oh. And what were you making, Helen?
Oh, I was going live. I was going live following your little thing to do it every day, and I don't mind going live at all. So it wasn't really. It's just doing it. That's the thing, and thinking that what I'm saying is interesting enough. I just thought, well, I think it's interesting, so I'd be interested if somebody posted it. So that's why I just did what I do. I just showed what I do every day. Yesterday was photography, so I've made loads and loads of stuff, and yesterday I'd set aside, I was waiting for a bright day to do the photography, so I'd set it all up in my front room, and I was just literally showing you that I'm in my front room, and this is what you can do with very little money or effort, really. A cheap camera and a cheap light box. So I'll put some photos on to see what I did. Yeah, that was it.
What do you use to edit your photographs? What program?
Well, it's not really a program. I just open it up. I'm very untechnical. I open the picture up in my folder, and then it comes up with a little. It's a paintbrush. I don't know if you can see it actually. I mean, I'm doing it now. Oh, wait a minute. Can I flick you around? Oh, I don't know if I can. Sorry. Oh yeah, I can. So I open my photograph up from the folder, and this pops up. So I go to there. Can you see it?
Yeah.
and then I click on it and I drop down to edit, and then it brings up the big picture.
Okay.
And then over here, you've got a few things that you can amend. And then what am I doing here? Crop and rotate. Oh, here, adjustments. I go to adjustments and then back over here. And I literally just kind of go like this until it alters the picture. And you can see that it just lightens it and brightens it. And that's really all I do. And if it doesn't work with that, then I don't know what else to do. So that is literally as technical as it is. But like I say, the photographs I take, I've got the setup quite good at them now from the photographs originally, so it doesn't take that much editing. But that's just on my computer. I don't even think it is a program. I don't know.
Is it just part of like Windows or out?
Yeah, it is. You know, when you've got your folders and you're opening up a folder, and then you can see it looks like a folder, doesn't it, with the beige with the blue thing. You click in there and click on the photograph, and it brings the photograph up, and that is all I do. That's what it's not Photoshop or anything like that. It's just in there, so I'm pretty sure it's just free. I don't know. So have a go and see. Let us know how you go.
Oh.
But the lives have been really, really good. They've encouraged me to do them. And everyone's lives have been good to see what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah.
No, it's and you think, oh, I know there's quite a few people that have been live before, but it's something that drops off your radar sometimes if you're not nudged to it, and you think, God, I've not gone live for weeks. And it is just getting used to the camera and getting used to, you know, the light depends on where you are as well, because, you know, if you do it in some places it's really dark or too bright and you look like, you know, death warmed up or something. So, you know, it's good to practice that as well, and as well as sort of thinking what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to promote, what I'm going to, you know, say on the live. So I just love doing stuff like that, because you can see how much everyone progresses over the week. And we had a few people go live anyway, didn't we, on the pages and stuff? So it worked. It did the trick, and it's given everybody loads, you know, a boost.
Well, I actually found it was a bit easier just doing it than thinking about all the content I had to create to post and schedule. Yeah. I just thought I could just tell you now. And then it's over in 5 minutes, whereas I thought, oh, I'm going to have to spend hours sorting all these, you know, all the content out. So for me, it was easier, to be honest.
It's much easier than trying to grab all the images and then schedule them up and everything else just to do, and also the fact that you can move stuff about, and, you know, so if you've got things that are a bit shiny or sparkly or whatever, that comes across so much better on video than it does on stills. So as you say, I find it's an easy option to do a live, to do a bit of promotion.
Jane, I watched somebody, I can't remember what her page is actually, but she's like a vinyl cutter. So she was showing us how to iron the vinyls on to get a good result, and the adhesion and everything. And her live went on for about 15 minutes, but it was close up, and it was some really good. You just couldn't help but watch, because it was so interesting to see. And I just thought, I was just going to say, you'll be perfect for that.
Yeah, well, I do lots of YouTube videos, which I pre-record and edit. But I've just want to go grab. I have just bought a new gadget, which means that I can actually use my phone as an overhead camera, my extended wibbly arm thing. Because I've actually got my setup. Let me show you. Randomly, my camera setup is in the hall at the moment, because it's actually pinned permanently to the back of our spare chair, and I had to use it to get to the electricity meter yesterday. But because I have to have it scheduled, I have to have it sort of fixed onto something independent from the table, because otherwise, as I'm crafting, I move the table and the camera wobbles. So I've been searching everywhere for this new arm, so that I can now try and do some lives straight from my phone, sort of crafting ones. So that's on my list to experiment. So you might end up being guinea pigs one day while I do the setup with the camera. I'll go live in the group while I'm playing around trying to work it out.
Well, she had loads of interaction on that one. There were people asking questions. It was really, really interactive. She's got a YouTube channel as well. So when you said that before about how you're always doing your lives, that's just perfect. Yeah.
Brilliant. Jean, you're back. Have you got any questions?
Sorry, I had to mute you. Sorry, no, I'm just sort of listening in the background here, ladies. I had to go and sort those ladies out, but unfortunately I didn't have what they're looking for.
Oh.
They bring these things in, I've got this outfit, and can you match it? And I want a pair of shoes, and they want every colour under the sun, and it's just not always so I've done my best. I've tried to direct them somewhere else and give them options, but no sale, but that's just the way it goes.
Oh. What days of the week are busy for you? Have you got...
At the moment, there isn't a busy day. I'll be honest with you, there isn't such a thing as a busy day anymore. January, February, March, it has been brutal this year. I don't know. I should be really busy just now. I should be busy with brides. I should be busy with shoe dyeing, selling them the hats and that, and it's not happening. But those ladies said they were through in Falkirk, and you've got frocks, and you've got Catherine's through there, and you've got Catwalk that they were in, and they do the works. They give them an outfit, they give them the hat, shoes, the bag, the works. So it's fine, you know. But I should be a lot busier than I am at the moment. It's very concerning, actually. It's quite worrying, because last year it was much busier than it is this year. So I don't know what else to do. We just keep plodding on, trying to do what we can. But there isn't such thing as a busy day anymore. Saturdays are not busy.
And are you open 6 days a week, or do you close? I
close tomorrow. I close on a Wednesday because it's the only day that I've got that I can fit things in. But I'm doing an event tomorrow night. Usually it's always doctors and dentists and everything I can't do on a Saturday. But tomorrow night's a charity fashion show event that I'm doing in Kirkcaldy. But I'm just taking a stall. I'm not actually involved in the actual fashion show as such. But I was invited along, so I'm going to take a stall to do that. And then Wednesday, no, that's tomorrow. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I'm doing my jewellery fundraiser event in here for Chas Children's Hospice. That's why I'm sorting out lots of bits and pieces for Alison's jewellery. So tonight the plan is get the table set up there, got all our jewellery out ready for Thursday, and also pack up when I'm finished tonight for tomorrow night's event. And that's what I'll be doing. But as I say, I've put that event out there as a wee fundraiser, just hoping to drag some people in to try different things. And then next weekend, I've got to get my thinking cap on, because that'll be me 3 years here now, and I usually do some little celebration thing, but I've been racking my brains trying to think of ideas for that. So yesterday we were brainstorming on that to see what I can do. But I just love to be busy. But we're all the same round about here. All the businesses round here about the same. All this, you know, we're all in the same boat at the moment. It is tough, very, very much. We've got these roadworks still going on in the High Street. That's been since July last summer, so that has impacted as well. It's not helped us.
Yeah.
Avoiding coming into town. But that, I think, accumulated with the whole Brexit thing hanging over us at the moment. I just want it done. Just go away. Yeah, just go away. I've had enough of it now. Fed up with it all.
I know. It's just dominating the news. It's not.
It's a scaremongering. It's all over the media. But people are saying to me when they're in that, and people I'm speaking to are saying that they're very concerned about mortgages and things, and they're not spending money.
Yeah.
And I've had mums and brides that come to me and they're back in 2 or 3 times, and I'm spending hours with them, and they're still not making up their mind, which is not the norm. Usually they either like it or they don't. Whereas now they're having, well, I'll just hang off, I'll wait and see, and they don't usually do that. But I've noticed the difference. It's like they're just wary, they just don't want to part with that cash yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm going to have last minute panic buyers or whatever. Or whenever this is over, they're all suddenly going to go, oh my God, I still need to get out there and get myself sorted out for this wedding or whatever and go see Jean. I don't know. I hope so. I hope I'm inundated at some point, because I'm fed up twiddling my thumbs. Long days, I get bored, nobody to talk to. That's why I just listen to you guys in the background. Better than just talking to myself all day.
Just put this on in the background and everybody just dip in and out whenever they feel.
Yeah, that's what I do when you do your lives and everything. I just put it in the background and then listen, and then have to mute it if something comes in.
Oh. Anyone else? Any questions? No questions. How about Clodagh? How did you find the lives last week? Because we had a couple on location with you, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. And I did one on my page, which got more reach than normal, so that was good. And actually, I was going to do some at the NEC, but so busy I didn't actually have much of a chance. No, I really enjoy doing it, and actually, it's given me a bit more confidence. I didn't say before, but I do. I've imported this polish from South Africa. I'm just trying to get it launched in the UK with very little marketing funds and reach. But it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games. But it's interesting what you say about being quiet on the high street. At the NEC at the weekend, all the traders were saying how quiet it was, and actually they took probably half of what they normally do on a 3-day show. So they were all fair. I think people just are really cautious in the market at the moment.
Yeah.
They get Brexit over and done with, and people, a bit of confidence will return. And people are just hanging on because they don't know.
Yeah.
What's going to happen. I think everybody's in the same boat, because I'm sort of thinking, am I going to spend, or should I just wait and see what happens? So I'm even being a little bit cautious myself, so I can't blame anybody else.
Yeah, I think subconsciously, we all are. I don't think we think, I'm not going shopping this weekend because of Brexit, but we're all a little bit thinking, well, is the mortgage rate going to shoot up? Is all of our bills going to go up? Are we, what is going to? I mean, I'm not so much worried about food shortages or anything. It's just the impact on some of the big, big bills that we've all got to pay, like mortgages and finance and stuff. But I think everybody's just feeling downright fed up with it as well. I think it's not just the what might happen once it's done. It's the let's just move on and talk about something else, because this has been going on for 3 years.
My trade is a bit sort of mixed at the moment. I mean, overall I'm up. I'm actually about 20% up on this time last year. But obviously this time last year I was doing gift line, so I've introduced a whole new department, and that's sort of ticking over quite nicely. So that is contributing to it. But interestingly, my paper crafting sales are down, but my beading sales are up. All of a sudden the beaders have come out from nowhere. I haven't seen, they've been quite slow up until now. But yeah, that's where a lot of my sales are coming from. I'm getting bookings on workshops and things like that, which, yeah, that's a real change. So it's really strange. It's really mixed. It's sort of, and it's weird because it feels quiet, but I'm finding that those few that I'm getting in are spending sufficiently. Like yesterday, I can't remember how many, I only had a handful of customers yesterday, but I fortunately had a couple of big item sales, which really sort of bumped up the day's take-ins. But you do quite often get to the other side of lunch and you've barely taken and you think, this is going to be a dead day. And then you'll get just a little enough flurry through to make it a worthwhile day.
Yeah.
Really, really no predicting it at all.
No, not at all. And same for online as well. It's my business is online only, and we're finding that when we send emails out, when we send newsletters out, they're responding. We've reminded them that we've got challenges coming up, things like that. But if there's no activity, if there's no marketing going on, or we don't kind of do a lot of stuff on Facebook, it just drops off a cliff. Like, you've got to constantly be prodding them to say, we're here, you can do this, you can do that. You just have, that's why it's so important to keep with the content on social media or newsletters, because it is almost like once you remind them, once you prod them with a little, we're here, or we've got this new, that it does convert, and we're getting repeat customers coming back, we're getting customers buying 3, 4, or signing up to 3 or 4 challenges. So the money is there, but it's like you really do have to get right with them to get them to spend. It's just spending money is just not at the forefront of their minds at the moment at all.
All the emails that I'm getting have all got 25% off, 30% off. All the emails from all the retailers, they're all discounting massively. Yeah. And I just don't bother buying anything full price.
Yeah.
But then I get really frustrated when nobody buys full price from me. But then when we're starting a culture of just, you know, the email culture is just discount. And I think that's the trouble with being online only sometimes, is, you know, they expect that discount from you, and it's getting harder for them to interact, I think, without having something, you know, they expect you to play with the big boys, even though you're a small business, and they don't seem to care. I don't think they're not that bothered about the loyalty, you know. Because in my line, we've got Tink, the stationers, who, interestingly enough, used to have like 26 stores up and down the country. Now they've got probably 20. And originally, they didn't used to do wholesaling, but now they're doing wholesaling. You can go and buy some stock at the spring fair. But then every week, there's a massive discount, massive discount. And it's really hard to compete with them, I think.
Yeah, I think they're struggling with Smiggle, aren't they? Because that's come right in on their market. So I think they're sort of just reacting. But as everybody is, I suppose.
Yeah, I just worry about this culture, though, that we're creating. And I don't know what's going to break it. And I don't know who will be brave enough to break it. But I just think it's a worrying time, I think.
Yeah. And the other thing as well that is quite a good tip for you is that instead of a discount, an alternative, which we're finding customers are liking, is giving them something for free.
Yes.
They absolutely love a freebie, no matter how rubbish it is, or, you know, it's just a freebie. And they put, you know, if you put if you time limit it as well. So for cash flow purposes, we launched a challenge that's not going live until I think July or August, and it's and if they signed up in March, you could see that it was you know it was tough at the beginning of March. It was quiet. So if they signed up in March, they got a pin badge that matches the medal that they get, and the pin badge cost me like 20 cents, 25 cents. It's like nothing. But the sign-ups were just huge because they just wanted this like free badge, and I don't even know what they're doing with these badges. It's like it's just they loved it. And the other thing we've tried is they get a free download, so that is obviously even cheaper. We've sent them like a planner document. So if you've got anything that you could create as a download, whether it's number of glasses of water they've drank a day, or you know your 5-a-day counter, or homework planner, or you know book reading bucket list or something, so that they seem to work really well. Is, you know, the fact that they're getting something free really does seem to sort of swing the sale a little bit as well. So that's something that you can catch on. And the other, I think with any kind of discount or offer, you always need to put like a time, cut-off time on it to create that urgency. And if you finish the offer, then go offer, without an offer for a little while, and then put something else on. It just feels like everybody's in sale mode or an offer mode at the moment. But yeah, it's not to do an offer constantly, because they will just affect it all the time. So you need these kind of up and down, and vary your promotions as well. So 10% or free postage, or free gift, or multi-buy. It'll be created and come up with something different each time.
Could I ask just one more question? Sorry.
Yeah.
So we're talking about sort of shops, obviously, as a lot of retail shops are struggling a bit. But in our sort of town, there are masses and masses of cafes. Sort of more seem to be opening all the time. If I want to sort of like target a different market, would I start by just doing sort of adding some different hashtags to my, say, Instagram posts to try and sort of reach a different area? Or would you suggest a different approach?
So instead of shops targeting?
I was just thinking that so things like independent coffee shops or independent cafes, things like that. If I started just adding those sort of hashtags to my Instagram posts, I was thinking that as a first step. But would you recommend anything else to try and reach them?
Yeah, possibly look at some of the hashtags that they might be following. So, you know, coffee and let me think. And also they are likely to be involved with you know, these kind of like Victoria, she's not on here, but she's involved with Totally Locally. So those kind of little, and Laura is involved with Love Belper. I don't know whether you've got one, Jean, up where you are, but you know, like little sort of like communities of businesses. You could kind of try and connect with those organisations, and you know, you could offer to do a promotion for them, or do a demonstration, or send them some samples to, you know, if they've got like a committee meeting or something, because they will, you know, that it's likely that the members will be cafe owners and delis and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's great. Thank you very much.
Well, we had Joanna on, but she's disappeared. And we just sit on the other sofa now. There she is.
Were you having a sleep?
No, I'm eating shredded wheat, which is not pretty at the best of times. For a run, so I missed the beginning. I do apologise.
It's fine. Are you on a day off today?
Yes, I am. I'm actually making jewellery now. Once I've had a shower and cooled down, I've booked onto somebody locally to me has arranged there's a super place near in Grange, and they do on the last Sunday of every month like a market for all local traders. Anyway, they've come up to Bowness, and I don't know if anybody's been to Bowness on Windermere. We've got the Glebe down at the bottom where the boats are, and there's so many people down there. It's incredible. So somebody's setting up a market. There's going to be an antiques market, collectibles, a farmer's market, and local business market. So I've just signed up for that for 6 months, the third Sunday of each month. So I'm making stuff for that this afternoon because I want it to be a bit different from the shop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to get on with that. And I've also got some ideas for displaying as well. Somebody's just said, get a pin board, get some little wooden pegs, super glue 2 safe, what they call drawing pins on the back, and then they'll stick into the cork board any way you want, and you can clip your earrings or anything else, little notice to that.
Ooh.
So I might be going to Home Bargains later as well. So that's where I'm up to today. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Apologies for looking like this, but I just thought I'm going to see if you're all still on at the end, and you are.
We've got was it Louise? Louise is having her hair done in 5 minutes, so she's got done.
I've just had the garage phone me about my car, and it needs a new tyre, something about a caliper, and a rear brake.
I don't even know what them is.
So I don't know what caliper is, and I'm just like nodding. So with the service and MOT, it's like a £500 bill.
Oh no.
I reversed into a bollard at school orders coming in to get some money in my account for it, and it's like, thank God for credit cards. So right. So I've had in my mind I was going to be paying for my service and MOT, and I've sort of come to cope okay with that. But then when there's all these other things you need to spend on as well.
Oh dear. I know. I don't feel like you've got anything for that either. Well, that's down the drain almost, isn't it? That you don't see anything, that you haven't got anything for it.
Luckily, January and February are quite big, quite busy. So I managed to get
What is that noise?
Is it me? I've got builders Sorry. Oh, so distracting.
Let's
Put me
hear
up
that
on
in the
mute.
background.
I'm going to introduce a new flavour in my products, so hopefully that should bring in some orders and help me towards paying my car.
Oh, crust.
Go for spiced chocolate orange
Oh.
flavour.
That sounds good.
Sounds amazing.
I know. I did that once. I was driving to the shop and my brakes suddenly started making the most horrendous noise. So took it straight to the place in town and walked to the shop. So I was a bit late opening. So I did a little shout out and said, you know, ever so sorry for late opening, but you know my brakes have just gone on my car, so I've got a £300 bill to pay. So if anybody can come in today and help contribute towards my bill, it'd be greatly appreciated.
Good idea.
I made a bit of a joke of it, and it was quite good because a few people come in and said, "Oh, well, I heard you had your car bill, so I thought I'd better come in."
Oh, that's a great marketing tip.
Go for the guilt feeling.
Go for kitchen. Sounds great.
My goodies. I need some money.
Oh, fab. Anyone got anything else they want to chat about, or any questions?
I've got a quick question. Did anybody do after the Amazon thing? I was very interested, but I just knew if I started that, my attention would be taken from something else, and that was not the right thing for me at the minute. Did anybody go on Amazon and see any results from it at all?
Yeah, I did. I went to TK Maxx and bought a load of stuff and listed it. But it's far more complicated than
really.
Yeah. And some of it's sold. I probably need to look into it in a bit more detail. Kristen did say that she would come back and do.
I think I've missed that one.
Did you? It was good. I think it was February, or was it January?
Yeah, it was really good.
I mean, she's basically saying she's made her business from going round to TK Maxx and like Home Bargains and buying like branded stuff and listing it on Amazon. So off I went to TK Maxx and you've got this app on your phone that you can scan stuff. So the staff in TK Maxx look at you a bit strange, and then it tells you sort of, you know, what you could sell it for and how many thousands have sold in the past, whatever. Some categories you can't, or they're called gated. So you've got to request to be a seller on like toys and jewellery and electricals. I think are all ones that you've got to request to be a seller. But because I bought all different things, I bought some like I bought pans, I bought some crockery, some kitchenware, tea towels, some baby changing bags, and some sports stuff. It didn't all go off to one place. It was all when I put it all in, it was telling me that like two things needed to go to this warehouse and one thing needed to go to this warehouse, and so it would have cost me a fortune sending each of these boxes. So I only did it on the ones where it was like it was a good box full. So I think if you're going to do it, stick to the same type of product.
Yeah, so can you not send it out yourself? It has to
you can do, but she was recommending you do it fulfilled by Amazon because you're more likely to get the sale, and Amazon look after all the headaches and everything, which is, you know, if you're doing it as a side hustle, then that's what you want, really. So yeah, it's on my to-do list to sort of go back and check where I'm up to, but it was a little more complicated than I thought, but I'm sure like anything, it's just, you know, once you get used to it. But I don't know if there's a lot of bargains to be had in TK Maxx. I
sent a box full off as well. I sent a box to 15 toys off. Yeah, I've still only sold one, and it is something that I do regret doing, because now I feel like I'm paying to be a part of Amazon, and I've got stock sitting there that I can't really do anything with.
Yeah.
I was thinking about recalling it maybe, but I'm not really sure what I would do with them. Otherwise, I don't know whether it's better just to have it there and potentially sell, or
look at the pricing on it. It might be that
I have initially I put them up for 25, I think, which was the recommended, and I've dropped another £5 off. Or did I put them up for 20 and dropped them to 15? I can't remember. But with the fulfillment fees and everything, they're £5 per item. So, you know, I'd only just be making a couple of pound profit as it is now. So
I know.
It's difficult.
Yeah. It's like anything, isn't it? You know, there's a lot of people out there that do hit on the right products at the right price, but it's a trial and error thing. I'm sure she didn't turn her business a success like overnight, but it is, like I say, it's just frustrating when you've sent off some stuff. You know, I think the other person that signed up to is Jane. You know, Toy Shop Jane. But she already had the stock, so I think she just thought, oh, I'll use it as an outlet to sell. But I think she said she had some sales, but say hers might it was the best way of her getting rid of it, really.
But you're right in it being a lot more complicated, because I ordered all mine online, so they all came in the proper safety bags and they came in the right size box. Otherwise I would have had to have sourced plastic bags with the safety warning on, like ways of fastening them, and you know, taking off labels, and it was all just a lot of work.
Yeah. And when you buy something from TK Maxx as well, the price label that they stick on is a nightmare to get off. Kind of like it's perforated in the middle, so it doesn't peel off in like one square piece. It's got all, it's like really bitty. I had to get the nail varnish remover out and get it off that thing. So, and then I was like I thought my thumb was going to fall off because it was like trying to pick, you know, the label off. And again, you know, no one tells you that. And I was like, oh, I believe they purposely stick these really tough labels, whether it's for Amazon, I don't know, but you've got to pull the TK Maxx label off, usually because they stick it over the barcode, and Amazon need to see the barcode. So yeah, that was another learning curve. I was like, oh my god. But I mean, I think the for us as retailers, we've got a bank of suppliers, you know. So if you spot stuff with suppliers, you could try it that way. Because to buy it from TK Maxx, I just don't think there's the margin in it.
No.
For you to buy it TK Maxx and then sell it on Amazon at a profit, really. I think the best route is to buy it from a supplier. That's my next sort of action, really, is to sort of cut out the middleman, which is TK Maxx. We'll see. Watch this space. Not like I need any other distractions or anything. I've always got, you know, balls, but I thought it was worth giving it a go. And I thought, you know, what I learned from it, it was to have gone through the process. I could then, if anyone asked me, I could then be honest and say, you know, look, it is a little more complicated than it appears. But I think if you kind of, you know, if you land on something that is a decent product,
I'm sure loads of old books when I moved house last, you know, not old, you know, decent books that were in good condition on there. It's probably about 10 years ago, but I'm sure I sold them all steadily, not all at once. In fact, to the point where I'd forgotten I'd done it, and then somebody wanted to buy one, I had to find it. But that was, you know, it was, I got my money back and somebody got a decent book, you know, so that was okay. But I think that's the only thing I've done on it. But no, I'd go straight to my wholesalers, but then I'd worry that they're doing it themselves anyway on Amazon, maybe.
Yeah,
that's the same with me. Yeah,
and I'm never going to be able to get their prices. I don't know. don't know.
Watch this. Yeah, I might ask her to come back in and do another follow up where we could all kind of ask tons more questions, maybe, from what she said last time, and see if she's got any other advice, or because also if she's advising everyone to go to TK Maxx, you're kind of like, well, everyone's buying the same stuff. I don't know.
It was interesting.
Yeah,
but I didn't need another distraction at that time. So I think my thing with Amazon should be that I make my own products. I should probably just sell my own products on there.
Yeah.
And work out which ones are the best sellers, and then sell them in bulk and store them at Amazon, rather than whereas on Etsy I've got like one of loads of stuff. I could, really bulk up on it. So I do see that as a thing, but again, I just need to concentrate on what I'm doing rather than getting into it. I want to do what I'm doing well before I diversify, because then I'm just doing a lot of things not very well.
The whole Amazon handmade bit, haven't you, as well?
What's that, sorry?
You got the Amazon handmade bit as well. I think there's a whole. I know one of my customers, who's a silversmith, has done some bits on there, but at the moment I don't think it's minimal fees. I think they're sort of subsidising it a bit. So he said basically once all the proper fees come in, it won't be worth him doing it. But at the moment it's sort of okay because it's not a lot of overhead. So.
Oh right, that's good to know. Yeah. So we shall see.
Oh well. Anyone got anything else? Well, before I'm going to go and get a brew.
Yeah, brew time for me as well. I need to get on with some work and then try and craft an offer, which is a bit difficult because I can't use my laptop because I've got no broadband.
You're doing something at 12 o'clock today?
Yeah, that's in the free group. I'm just doing quickly about social media. But it's stuff I've already twisted on about in the VIP.
It's a bit time for a cuppa. I've got a massage booked at 12:15, so that's
nice.
Lovely. Yeah, go and get your back sorted out for the month. I'm lucky too many boxes as usual.
Oh well. Well, good luck with cars and massages and customers and showers and jewellery. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day, everybody.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Bye.